Hey everyone. So, offense seems to be really up this year, and it is. There are a lot more, high scoring games, a lot more high point totals from players. Pucks are going in the net this year more than they have in most of recent history. So I looked at the top 9 point scorers so far this year. I didn't do 10 because there were 3 guys tied for the 10th spot and I couldn't fit them all on the card here. So I just did the top 9, and I took their point totals so far and then stretched them out over an 82-game season. So this is what these guys are on pace for. Let me just say, last year Connor McDavid was the only person to reach 100 points. This year, there's probably going to be numerous players reaching the 100-point mark, which just shows how offense is up and there's more goals being scored. I think you could see easily, 5 or 6 guys reach the 100-point mark. So, right now, here we go. Steven Stamkos leads the league with 35 points. He is on fire right now, just putting up ridiculous numbers. If you stretched his point total out from, I believe the Lightning have played 19 games so far, so if you take those 35 points and stretch them out over 82 games, he would score 151 points. Now, I don't think he actually gets to 151 points, but I think 120 is possible, and 110 certainly, should be obtainable. Now, I'm just going to say this for all these guys. Obviously, this is all assuming no one gets injured. This is assuming they play the full 82 games and don't have injuries along the way, because obviously, if you miss time, your chances of putting up these numbers are much, much smaller. So, second in points is Stamkos' line mate, Nikita Kucherov, who has 33 so far. If you stretch that out, if he stays on this pace for 82 games, he scores 142. I don't think Kucherov scores 142 points. I do think he easily gets 50 goals, maybe even 60 goals, and I think he's easily up near 110 points. So he's not going to stay on this hot of a pace, but he's going to be easily a 100-point scorer this year. Johnny Gaudreau in Calgary, he's got 26 points so far, and he's on pace for 118. Gaudreau probably doesn't get to 118, but 110 is possible. He's a guy that can put up multiple points on a nightly basis, easily a point-per-game player. He'll blow 82 out of the water. I think he's easily over 100. I think 110 is certainly attainable for him. 2 guys in St. Louis, Jaden Schwartz and Braden Shen, both having career years. Both have 25 points so far and are on pace for 102 points. Honestly, I don't think either of them actually get to 100 points, not 102. Just because they're having absolutely career years to this point, and they've never really shown this kind of offensive potential before, so I don't think this high of a rate keeps up for the full season. They can reach 80 points, though. I think they can be point-per-game players, and that blows their previous totals and what was expected from them out of the water. Shen and Schwartz were both 50 to 60 point guys for their careers up to this point. So getting to 80 is a huge jump for them, and getting to 100 would be a monumental jump. I don't think either of them actually get to 100, but I do see them both reaching 80 and being point-per-game players. Moving on now, Phil Kessel, he's got 24 points already, but Pittsburgh's already played 21 games, tied for most in the league, or maybe they're alone at most in the league, but I don't think anyone's played more than 21. So he's on pace for 93 points. Is Phil the Thrill actually going to reach 93? I think it's possible. I think he can. Right now he's at just over a point per game. I think he can stay there for the full season. Pittsburgh has a good enough offense, and he's playing with good enough players around him that he absolutely can be in the 90 to 95 point range. So that 93, I think, could be spot on. Now, Blake Wheeler, Winnipeg's only played 18 games. He has 24 points already. He's on pace for 109. Wheeler can be a big-time offensive player, but he's never been a 100-point player. I don't think he reaches 100 this year. I think he gets to like 95, though. He's going to fall just short of the 100-point mark. Very good player, playing with fantastic players. Mark Scheifele is a superstar. He's one of the most underrated players in the league. Wheeler and Scheifele together just can put up massive amount of points. Absolutely think Wheeler can get to 95. Anze Kopitar in Los Angeles. He has 23 points so far. He's on pace for 99. Kopitar is known more of, a two-way forward and then with high offensive production as well. I don't think he stays as hot as he has been, so I don't see him getting to 99, but I think he can easily be in the 85 to 90 range. So he'd be over a point per game too. Offense is definitely up this year with all these. I think right now there's like 30-something players scoring at a point per game rate. So offense is really looking good this season. And lastly, Jake Voracek, same thing, 23 points, on pace for 99. He plays with really good offensive players. He's scored 90 before. I think he can definitely reach 90. I don't think he reaches 99 or 100. I think 90, 91, 92, somewhere in there is probably where Voracek ends up. So that's just where we're at with the leading scorers right now in the league. A lot of guys so far are over a point per game. Obviously, that number is going to drop as the season goes on, but there's the potential for numerous players to reach 100 points. There's the potential for even more players, like a large chunk of players, to be point per game players this season. So offense is definitely booming. Notice, who's not on that list of the top 9 scorers right now. Connor McDavid's not there. Austin Matthews is not there. Alex Ovechkin is not there. Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin aren't there. These are guys who can all easily score at point per game rates. And I think when it comes to guys like Crosby, McDavid for sure, they have 100-point potential. Even if they're not on pace for it yet this year, they have 100-point potential. So we could see 5, 6, 7, 8 guys cross that 100-point mark this year, and I really wouldn't be surprised. And it's been a long time since you could say that, because scoring has really not, it's gotten to the point now where 100 points is like almost no one does it. Last year only McDavid did it. And that used to be, pretty common. Well, scoring's starting to go back up, so we're going to get more guys to 100 points, and that's, I think, a really good thing for the NHL. And the more offense, the better. The more fighting, the better. The more offense, the better. No one wants to watch boring trap teams face off for 2.5 hours of just dump the puck, set up a 1-3-1, dump the puck, set up a 1-3. That's boring. No one wants to see that. And I want to see goals, and offense is important. So that's where the leading scorers are right now. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. Spread the word. Keep this channel growing. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon.